What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Alpha Project back with another video. Just wanted to do a quick video on my settings and a quick review on the Sony X900h. We're playing PS5. As you can see here, I have Miles Morales running right now. It's not going to be exactly as what I'm looking at in person, obviously, because picture quality on the TV versus the phone is a little different. So just a disclaimer there. But I will say that, I've been stuck between a couple of TVs. And as I'm seeing in the comments as well, a lot of you guys are. So kind of just want to talk about it really quick, show my settings, and just give you an average consumer perspective on this TV and the PS5. I'm not a calibrator. I'm not a TV calibrator. I'm not like I'm not into, that's not my profession. That's not what I went to school for. I work in the medical field, so opposite. Much respect to the calibrators and everyone else doing their thing, but I'm just gonna give this an approach as an average consumer. So let's just get right into it really quick. Don't want to make the video too long. So as you can see, I have Miles Morales running right now. It looks a little red on the screen, on my phone screen, but that's not the situation in person. It really isn't. So I'm just gonna go into my settings really quick. I'm obviously in game mode to lower down that input lag. I'm gonna go into display and sound, picture, and I'm just gonna run down through my settings really quick. Obviously, we're in HDR, 4K, 60 hertz. So auto picture, that's gonna be off. Definitely want to take control over the TV instead of the TV doing its own thing. Light sensor, it should always be off because it's just horrible. It really is. It adjusts all the time, no matter what. I have recessed lighting in here. It's a movie theater room, so if it's low, it's gonna adjust to it. If it's high, it's gonna adjust to it. It's very annoying, so just keep it off. Obviously, in game mode, it goes off automatically. But I do a lot of dark room movie watching, and also so that's why I got this TV, because it's really good in dark room movie watching, and also for the PS5 as well. So that's my situation. Everyone's situation is different. Obviously, if you're gonna put this TV in a room, like a living room, let's say, that has a lot of windows surrounding it, you're gonna be having a lot of lights, and you're gonna be watching it throughout the day. That's a different situation because this TV is not equipped with a reflection screen, with an anti-reflection screen, so you're gonna get a lot of glare, a lot of reflection from this TV. This TV is really this TV is really catered to those rooms that are gonna be a lot of dark room movie watching, adjustable lighting, things of that nature. So let's just get right quick into it. So brightness, automatically it goes to max when you have it in a game mode. Obviously, HDR and all that stuff sets it at max. Contrast. This is a thing that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about. I'm coming from a Samsung Q70T. Actually, I had it in here. It was a 65-inch, and then I upgraded to this one, which is the 85-inch. But I ended up putting that into the living room, and it's working out great in the living room. But if for those who are concerned about the brightness on this TV is again, if depending on your situation, where you're going to be watching this TV, that makes a difference. And you can do your research on Google, YouTube. I rape Google. I'm always on Google. So in the O, in one O I stick my dick, in one O, and the other O I stick my fucking fist. You know what I'm saying? I'm always on Google. It's very resourceful. Trust me. It will answer all your questions, man. But going right back into it, contrast. A lot of people don't talk about contrast. It doesn't really make a big difference, but default it's on 90. If you want a brighter screen, all you gotta do is go up, and you can start seeing the difference. I don't really need it because this TV is pretty bright already, maximum. I don't know if you can tell the difference on my phone, but if you go down, yeah, you can see a little bit. I'll keep it on 90 because it's pretty bright, and I don't want to get any washed out colors. Going down to the gamma, this is another one where it creates more of a bright screen. I keep it on 0 right now because it's pretty good for me in my situation. But you're gonna see on the screen here, if we go up to gamma, it definitely gets brighter, and it doesn't wash out the blacks. Like, it maintains a pretty good black level, which I'm pretty impressed with the TV. But Sony always does a good job with the colors and stuff like that. So then again, I'm not too surprised. But if you can see here, if you increase that screen's going to get a lot brighter if you go to max. And believe it or not, the blacks on the screen, you can definitely see a difference, but it really does not affect the black levels as much as you would think it does. And I mean, you would only have to have this TV in front of your face to experience what I'm experiencing. But if you're concerned about the brightness, this is a great way to increase that brightness if you really want to. I'm okay with 0. Again, and on the screen right now, Miles Morales, it's not a daytime scene right now. It's kind of dark a little bit, but you can see it increases it a lot. And it's bothersome, actually, if you go to max. But I'll keep it at 0. Black levels, you want to keep those black levels nice and medium, in the middle. You can always play around with it. Everyone has their own taste. Black adjust, you want to just take that off because you don't want it to start messing around, especially in a movie. Sure, that's my personal opinion. In a game, you want to have everything popping out. You want to have the greatest experience, especially visually. That's why you're spending the money that you're spending, right? So let's go right into the advanced contrast enhancer. I put it up to high because I can just see the brightness. It increases the brightness, it increases the pop level, and I'm gonna lower it down for you guys so you guys can take a quick look. And hopefully you guys can see it on the screen. But when you go down, you can see that brightness go down a little bit. In person, you can tell a lot, but it makes a difference. Auto local dimming, that's the whole reason why we get a full array LED over an OLED. OLED's always going to have a better picture, of course, obviously, but for those people like myself, average consumer, if I'm going to go spend $2,500 or $3,000 on a TV, I don't care if you're making 20 grand a year or 6 figures a year. I don't want to go spend that amount of money and get a fucking have to swap out the TV in 2 to 3 years because of burning. Especially if you're using it for gaming. In that situation, if you're gonna be playing the same game or whatever with a lot of HUDs, OLED's not recommended. Definitely, if you're watching CNN, you do not want to have a OLED because CNN will fuck your shit up. Just know that. And you can Google it and YouTube it yourself. But again, that's not my profession. I'm just going based off of my knowledge and my research. Extended dynamic range, it definitely makes a difference and makes everything pop out just like everything else. So if I go down on it, you're gonna see the difference a little bit. You probably can't see it on the phone, but you can see it definitely see it in person. The picture does get brighter, it does pop out everything. When you go into color, my personal preference, I like colors to pop out, especially in video games. You want to have that best experience where everything's just popping out at you, especially when you have a big screen in front of your face. So by default comes 55. If you bump it up a couple notches, it does make a difference. You might not be able to see it in this scene right here because it's just not a great scene, unfortunately. But if you go too high, it gets too red from what I'm seeing. So you don't want to go too much because then it starts to get really, really saturated. So I like to keep it a couple notches up to 50, up from 55, which is default, maybe 56, between 56, 58. That's good. Also depends on the scene. You might want to adjust it by yourself, depending on the video game that you're playing or whatever you're watching. So this particular situation, I'll keep it like that. And during the day, it looks perfectly fine as well on, during the day in the video game, because I've been playing this game for a little bit already. Hue, you want to leave that center. You don't want too much red. You don't want too much green. So we're just gonna leave that dead center. If you guys like that green scene or the red scene, by all means do your own thing. The color temperature. A lot of people like putting the color temperature in Expert 1. Not me, especially during the gaming. I do not like that green hue to it, or the red hue. I do not like that hue. You see how it gets darker in Expert 1? As soon as you go into warm, the picture just brightens up. It just has that more natural look to it. I think that Expert 1 has that more natural look when you're watching a movie. Absolutely. But it also dims the screen down a little bit. Why people think that this TV has not that great brightness, because you want to do all this adjustments and all this bullshit. But again, everyone has to do their own thing. Your preference, also where you're going to be putting this TV. So my situation, warm works pretty well. Neutral works pretty well also. It looks good. I wouldn't go too much to cool, because that's when you get that blue color or that greenish blue color. So between neutral and warm, it looks good. This one, right now in warm, with the sunset coming down somewhere over there, can't see right now, but it looks good. So live color, definitely want to put this on. This is one of the biggest things on Sony's TVs. It makes the colors pop, man. It does a great job popping out those colors, man. You can tell right now, if I put it down in this scene right here, see how it gets this dim. It just starts to fade out. It starts to wash out those colors. You wanna increase that up as much as you can. It's high. I will keep that on high all the time, no matter what game I'm playing, because you want to have a good experience when you're playing the game again. Clarity, I don't really mess around with this unless you really want to. I just keep it in the center. That's default 50. It doesn't make a huge difference. Well, it does. Obviously, it does, but depending on your personal preference. Again, it's all depending on your personal preference. My job right now is to just show that this TV is what Sony is saying it is. My big test is going to be tomorrow, putting it with Call of Duty on PlayStation 5, 4K at 120 hertz. If I experience any blur, any compression issues, any resolution drops, I'm going to box the shit up and return it. That's just exactly what I'm going to do. There's no ifs or buts about it. But so far, so good. I did the firmware update, no issues at all. So let's just move down to reality creation. This is a pretty good feature, depending on what your preference is. I leave it on manual, leave it on 10. That's what it comes default as. Don't really mess around with it, because you can go up on it and you can just start seeing things get a lot sharper if you really want to. But it looks good the way it comes, man. There's no reason to mess around with it. You don't want to mess around with the setting too much, because then things starts getting uncalibrated. From my personal experience, random noise reduction, digital noise reduction, that's automatically going to be off in game mode, because you want the lowest frame rate. Motion, that as well is going to be off, because you want the lowest frame rate in game mode. Video signal, you want all of this stuff in auto, obviously, for the HDR content and the HDMI. So we'll just leave that on auto. And advanced color adjustment, don't really mess around with that. Again, I am not a calibrator, so I'm not really gonna mess around with it. I'm approaching this as an average consumer. But that's it, guys. That's my settings right now. I've been playing around with the PS5 all day. I'm fortunate enough to get one today. I know a lot of people are not so lucky, and then you got people price gouging and wanting $1,200-$1,300 for that. Do not pay for that, guys. Do not pay $1,200. $1,300 for a fucking $500 console. Like, that's insane. People are really greedy, man. Black Friday for sure will have Best Buy, Walmart, all your main retailers will have some in stock. Who knows how much? Every store is different, but they will have it on stock. So just keep an eye out for that, and just keep every day, just keep regularly checking, you know, the websites and seeing. You might get lucky. Who knows? But yeah, that's my quick review on the Sony X900H. I think right now it's, the best bang for your buck, especially if you're looking into the bigger size screens. So, for example, like I said in the beginning, this is the 85-inch, paid less than $3,000 for it. I mean, right now, and Black Friday, it might even drop even lower. I'm not sure about how much. If it does, I don't see it on their ad right now in Best Buy, but that's where I got mines in the U.S. East Coast. But if it does, I'm definitely gonna call them or go to the store and do a price match. But for under $3,000 for 85-inch and the quality that you're getting, and for the most part, it's delivering HDMI 2.1 features for gaming, except for VRR and FreeSync and all that other stuff, which is gonna come in a later update. It will come. I've spoken to Sony several times, so there's no fear on that. But as of right now, it's looking great. I've played multiple games on it. I've played Devil May Cry. Check out my other video that I put down at 120 hertz, at 1080p, because that's just how the game was manufactured. That's not anything to do with the TV's resolution. It's just how the game does not perform 4K at 120. Supposedly Call of Duty Cold War that comes out, that's already out right now, but I'm gonna get my copy in the morning because I'm not really in a rush. I'm having a good time playing this game right now. I'm gonna check that out and see how it goes. But yeah, this is it. I don't want to make the video too long. Thanks for watching. I appreciate any comments, likes, subscribes. I'm trying to grow this channel and see where it goes, but definitely want to just want to put content out there for the people, for the average consumer. For there's no reason to go and spend $5-6 on a fucking TV, and then it gives you almost damn near the same result that a TV that's under $3,000 gives you. I mean, all these new TVs are having a lot of issues with the HDMI 2.1. This is new technology, so there's gonna be bound to be issues. I'm also thankful that my PS5 hasn't crapped out on me, knock on wood, and it's working well. So it's just the way it is. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions on the comments section. I'll answer to my best ability. It's a small channel right now, so I'll answer it right away. Everyone stay safe out there, and thank you. Appreciate it.